In 2017, a couple in Pennsylvania tore open a wall during renovation and found the framing eaten hollow. Termites. The repair cost $63,000. The house was 9 years old. 3 miles away, an Amish farmhouse built in 1843 has never had a single insect in its frame. No chemicals, no sealed foundation. Number 7 was quietly erased by an industry that needed it gone. Number 3 was sold back to Americans at 100 times the price. Number 25, lime whitewash on every interior wall. Before latex paint existed, a father in Lancaster County mixed hydrated lime with water in a wooden bucket and handed the brush to his eldest daughter. She started in the pantry, the room the bugs found first. The coating did not just brighten the room. It created an alkaline surface so hostile that insects landing on it dried out within hours. The lime bonded to the wood at a molecular level through a process called carbonation, drawing CO2 from the air and reverting to solid limestone. A wall painted with whitewash is not coated, it is rebuilt. Modern interior paint seals moisture inside the wood. Whitewash lets it breathe. A gallon of hydrated lime costs under $3. The knowledge of how to mix it correctly is almost gone. Number 24, Cedar Heartwood framing for every closet and storage room. An Amish builder did not pick his framing lumber at random. Every closet, every pantry, every grain room was framed with a heartwood of eastern red cedar. The natural oils in cedar, thujone and cedrol, repel moths, silverfish, carpenter ants, and termites on contact. Modern homes use kiln-dried pine. It is cheap, it is fast, and it is a buffet for every wood-boring insect in North America. A cedar-framed closet from 1840 in Lancaster County still smells like cedar. The pine closet you installed last year already has larvae in it. You just have not found them yet. Number 23, stone foundation with a deliberate air gap. Amish farmhouses sat on fieldstone foundations, not for aesthetics, but for defense. A mason in Holmes County laid every course by hand, selecting stones the way his grandfather taught him. Flat face out, heavy end down. The stone itself is impervious to termites. But the real trick was the gap. Between the top of the stone and the first wooden sill beam, Amish masons left an intentional airspace, not a crack. A designed channel of ventilation that kept the wood dry and the junction visible for inspection. When was the last time you looked at the gap between your foundation and your framing? Modern construction buries that junction behind vinyl siding and spray foam. The termites appreciate the privacy. Number 22, herb bundles in the wall cavities. This one sounds like folklore. It is not. Before insulation was fiberglass bats, Amish builders packed dried herb bundles, lavender, pennyroyal, rosemary, southernwood, into wall cavities and between floor joists. A woman in Ephrata showed her daughters which stems to dry and how tight to bind them. Knowledge passed through 4 generations of the same family. Pennyroyal, a creeping mint named from the Latin word pulex, meaning flea, has been documented as an insect repellent since Pliny the Elder in the 1st century. Colonial Virginians used it to fumigate their homes. The volatile oils released slowly over years, creating a scent barrier that flies, moths, and fleas could not tolerate. Would you have known to stuff mint into your walls? Number 21, the gravel perimeter, 2 feet of crushed stone around every wall. Every Amish farmhouse had a band of crushed stone or pea gravel running 2 feet wide around the entire foundation. No mulch, no soil touching the wall. An Amish father walked that perimeter every Sunday morning, not looking for trouble, but making sure the stone was clean and the line was clear. The gravel served 3 purposes. It drained water away from the foundation, it eliminated the damp soil contact that termites need for their mud tubes, and it gave the homeowner a clear visual inspection zone. Today, the Building America Solution Center still recommends this exact technique. The Amish did it 200 years before someone wrote it into a guideline. Your landscaper just piled mulch against your side. That mulch is a termite highway with a welcome sign. Number 20, the smoke cure for timber framing. Before a new timber went into the structure, Amish builders exposed it to weeks of slow smoke in a curing barn. Applewood, cherry wood, sometimes hickory. The creosote compounds deposited by the smoke penetrated the outer grain of the wood, creating a natural preservative layer that insects refused to touch. A father and his sons tended the fire in shifts, feeding it low and slow, never letting it flare. Creosote-treated railroad ties last 100 years underground for the same reason. The Amish version was gentler. Fruit wood smoke, not coal tar. But the principle was identical. The beam came out dark, fragrant, and permanent. Commercial pressure-treated lumber replaced this in the 1940s. The chemicals in that treatment, chromated copper arsenate, are now classified as hazardous waste. The Amish smoke barn produced no waste at all. Number 19, steep roof pitch as insect architecture. The Amish roof was not steep because it looked traditional. It was steep because water standing on a shallow roof breeds mosquito larvae, pools moisture that attracts carpenter ants, and creates rot pockets where wood-boring beetles lay eggs. A 12/12 pitch sheds every drop within seconds. The water never stops moving. An Amish elder in Holmes County once told a visiting architect that a roof should be steep enough to scare a cat. The architect laughed. Then he inspected the 140-year-old rafters. Not a single bore hole. Modern low-slope residential roofs hold water in membrane puddles for days. The building code allows it. The insects love it. But what is coming at number 7 was deliberately removed from store shelves, not because it failed, but because a billion-dollar industry needed it gone. Number 18, Riven shingle roofing. A sawn shingle cuts across the wood grain, exposing open pores that absorb water and attract decay insects. A Riven shingle splits along the grain, leaving the natural fiber channels intact and running parallel to the roof slope. Rain follows those channels straight off instead of wicking sideways into the wood. A Riven roof lasted 50 years. A modern sawn cedar shake begins cupping in 15. The Amish communities in Wayne County, Ohio, continued the hand-riven method into the 1960s. Fewer than 40 people in North America can still split a correct one. The youngest is 63. None of them learned it from a book. Number 17, bay leaf storage, the pantry defense. An Amish grandmother opens the flower bin. She drops in a single dried bay leaf, closes the lid, moves to the next bin. Same leaf, same gesture. She has done this every autumn since she was 7 years old. Her flower stays clean. Her grain stays free of weevils. No sealed plastic containers, wooden bins, cloth sacks, and open shelving, and not a single pest. Kansas State University confirmed what she already knew. The essential oils in bay leaves repel cockroaches, weevils, and grain moths. A single leaf lasts months. A box costs $2. The pesticide industry charges $40 a visit to do what a leaf does for free. Number 16, linseed oil wood finish, the living seal. Before synthetic varnish existed, every exposed timber in an Amish home was finished with raw linseed oil, worked slowly with a rag over weeks. The oil did not sit on the surface. It polymerized inside the wood grain, creating a seal that moved with the wood through every season. Insects cannot bore into a surface that flexes. They need rigid, cracking material to gain entry. Modern polyurethane sits on top and eventually cracks. That crack is a door. Linseed finished beams from the 1780s, pulled from demolished structures in Pennsylvania, still show clean, unrotted interiors. A can of raw linseed oil costs $4. The application knowledge, sequence, temperature, days between coats, that is what is vanishing. Number 15, the summer kitchen, separating heat and pests from the home. One of the most brilliant Amish building decisions had nothing to do with chemicals. It was architecture. The summer kitchen was a separate one-room structure built just behind the main house, used for cooking during hot months. Its large fireplace handled canning, laundry, and butchering. Every task that generated heat, moisture, and food waste. Cooking attracts flies. Flies breed near heat and food scraps. By moving the kitchen outside the main dwelling from May through September, the Amish eliminated the single largest pest magnet in the home. A family in Ephrata still uses a summer kitchen that has been standing since 1790. We merged the kitchen back into the living space and then spent billions fighting the bugs that followed the food. Number 14, Pennyroyal planted at every doorway, not in the garden, at the threshold. Amish families grew pennyroyal, Mentha pulegium, in low beds flanking every entrance to the house. When anyone walked through, their shoes crushed the leaves, releasing volatile oils that repelled fleas, mosquitoes, and gnats. It was a living doormat. Pliny the Elder wrote that a wreath of pennyroyal was more worthy of gracing a chamber than a chaplet of roses. The Romans used it. The Amish never stopped. Your front door has a fiber mat that collects dirt. Theirs had a mint bed that collected insects. Number 13, the Borax line, invisible barriers across every threshold. Long before commercial pest sprays existed, an Amish mother in Adams County dusted a thin line of borax powder along every windowsill, every door threshold, and every crack where the floor met the wall. Her children knew not to sweep there. That line was the house's first defense. Borax is a naturally occurring mineral, sodium tetraborate, that kills insects by disrupting their cellular metabolism when they walk through it. Half as toxic as table salt to humans, a death sentence to a cockroach. The cost per home per year was under $3. This method was standard in American households through the 1930s. Then the spray cans arrived. The borax line disappeared. The bugs did not. If you are learning something the building industry does not want you to know, subscribe, because number 7 is the one they tried to erase. Number 12, tight joint construction, denying entry at the seam. Modern homes are assembled from standardized lumber with predictable gaps, a 1/4 inch here, an 1/8 inch there, each one an open door for ants, spiders, and silverfish. Amish joinery was hand-fitted, mortise and tenon, dovetail, tongue and groove. A master carpenter in Holmes County tested every joint with a razor blade. If the blade fit, the joint was not done. This was not craftsmanship for display. It was pest exclusion at the structural level. An Amish farmhouse had fewer gaps in its entire frame than a modern home has around a single window. The bugs do not need a door. They need a crack. The Amish gave them neither. Number 11, Flypaper strips, the low-tech surveillance system. In every room of an Amish home, a strip of flypaper hung from the ceiling. Not one strip by the window, one strip per room. The Amish understood what modern pest control companies charge consultants to explain. The first flies are scouts. If the scouts do not return, the swarm goes elsewhere. Flypaper caught the scouts before they could report back. It was ugly, it was simple, and it worked around the clock without electricity, batteries, or subscription fees. Modern UV bug zappers kill beneficial insects alongside pests. Flypaper only catches what lands on it. The Amish chose precision over power. Number 10. The raised sill. 8 inches of daylight between wood and earth. Building codes now require a minimum of 6 inches between wood framing and the ground. The Amish standard was 8 to 12, sometimes more. That extra space was not decorative. It was a kill zone. Termites build mud tubes, pencil-thin tunnels of dirt and saliva, to travel between soil and wood. Those tubes need darkness and moisture to survive. A wide, visible gap exposes them to light and airflow. The tube dries, it collapses. The termites die before they reach the timber. An Amish homeowner could spot a mud tube from across the yard on a Sunday morning. A modern homeowner does not know the junction exists until the floor collapses under their feet. 2 inches of extra daylight. That is the margin between a house that lasts and a house that gets eaten. Number 9. Diatomaceous earth in the grain bins and under the floorboards. This fine white powder, made from the fossilized remains of microscopic ocean organisms called diatoms, was used by Amish families in every grain bin, every root cellar, and dusted beneath floorboards. A grandmother in Wayne County showed her granddaughters how to sift it through a flour sieve, just enough to coat, never enough to clump. The powder has microscopic barbed edges that puncture the exoskeleton of any insect that crosses it. The insect dehydrates and dies. No poison, no residue, no resistance. Insects cannot evolve in defense against physics. Between 1965 and 1970, USDA studies confirmed that diatomaceous earth outperformed malathion for long-term grain protection. The Amish did not need to study. They had been watching it work for 100 years. Number 8. The ventilated crawl space. A builder in Lancaster County cuts ventilation openings into the crawl space foundation. 1 square foot of opening for every 150 square feet of floor. Not a guess. A ratio his father marked on a story pole 40 years ago. Moisture breeds every pest you do not want. Carpenter ants, termites, mold beetles, wood-boring weevils. The moving air keeps the timber dry. The dry timber keeps the insects out. Modern insulation practices sealed those vents shut in the name of energy efficiency. Within a decade, moisture problems and pest infestations in sealed crawl spaces became an epidemic. Building scientists now recommend reopening the very vents that builders spend money closing. The Amish never closed theirs. They never had to reopen anything. The final 5 are not building tricks. They are building philosophies. The industry did not forget them. It replaced them. Because you cannot charge a subscription fee for a stone and a leaf. Number 7. The Borax Suppression. How a $4 mineral lost a war against a billion-dollar industry. In the 1930s, borax was printed on household boxes with pest control instructions. Every general store in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana stocked it on the same shelf as soap. Then the war ended. Chemical factories built for DDT production need civilian markets. Between 1947 and 1954, advertising spending on synthetic pesticides increased by roughly 2,200%. Borax advertising collapsed. The instructions disappeared from the boxes. By 1972, the EPA made it uneconomical for cheap minerals to carry any pest claim at all. 2 generations of Americans grew up believing a $4 mineral could not do what a $40 spray could. The Amish never updated. They never saw the advertisements. They never switched. And that is the only reason these techniques survived. The EPA quietly reversed course in 1986, removing all restrictions on borax. Nobody ran a commercial. Nobody told your grandmother. Number 6. The paint or never paint rule. Moisture management as pest control. Amish builders had a rule that modern contractors have never heard Plaza's side at the moment of construction, whether to paint or not. If you paint, you must always repaint before the old coat fails. If you do not paint, you must never paint. The reason is moisture. Paint traps water vapor inside wood. If you maintain the barrier, the wood stays dry. If you let it crack, moisture enters and cannot escape. That trapped moisture is the single fastest way to invite carpenter ants and rot fungi into your structure. An old order farmer in Mifflin County has never painted his barn. His grandfather never painted it. The timber is dry, clean, and untouched after 120 years. Your painted deck is rotting after 8 because you waited one season too long to recoat. The commitment was protection. The half measure was the threat. Number 5. The Fieldstone house, a structure termites cannot eat. The most extreme Amish pest proofing was the farmhouse itself. In Lancaster County, the oldest Amish homes were built of solid native fieldstones quarried from the same land they farmed. The Churchtown Inn, constructed around 1735 as the Edward Davies Mansion, is built entirely of local fieldstone from surrounding Amish farms. It survived the Revolutionary War. It survived 2 centuries of Pennsylvania weather. Termites have no pathway. Carpenter ants have no entry. The building material is defense. Stone homes do not need pest control because there is nothing for a pest to consume. Every year, American homeowners spend over $5 billion treating wood-framed houses for termites. The Amish solved the problem before the first beam was cut. They did not build up with the food. Number 4. The herb sachet rotation, a chemical-free defense renewed every season. Every autumn, Amish women gathered around the kitchen table with muslin squares, scissors, and jars of dried herbs. They prepared sachets filled with lavender, rosemary, peppermint, and cedar shavings in equal parts, tied tight with twine. These were placed in every drawer, every linen closet, every trunk, and tucked behind the headboards of every bed. The sachets were replaced each year with freshly dried herbs from the garden. Lavender repels moths and flies. Rosemary repels beetles. Peppermint repels ants and spiders. Cedar repels everything that eats fabric. Together, in a closed space, they created a scent environment that no household pest could tolerate. A sachet costs nothing if you grow the herbs. The knowledge of which combination works, that was passed mother to daughter for generations. A 73-year-old woman in Lancaster County still makes them every September. Her granddaughter lives in Philadelphia. She buys mothballs. Number 3. Borate-Treated structural timber, the wood that kills what eats it. Some Amish builders soak their structural timbers in a borax solution before installation. The borate salt penetrated deep into the wood grain. When a termite or beetle chewed into the treated timber, the borax disrupted its ability to extract nutrition from the cellulose. The insect starved to death inside the wood it was eating. The wood itself became the weapon. Modern borate treatment, sold commercially as Boracare, is now the fastest growing termite pre-treatment in the industry. The active ingredient, disodium octaborate tetrahydrate, is a refined version of what the Amish brushed onto their beams with a rag. It took the pest control industry 150 years to sell back what a farmer gave away for free. Number 2. The $3 bug trap, an Amish invention hiding in plain sight. In Adams County, Indiana, green 2-liter soda bottles hang from the lowest branches of fruit trees on Amish farms. The bottles are always green, not because of the brand, because green blends into the canopy. Inside, water, sugar, apple cider vinegar, and a banana peel. The sugar draws insects from long distances. The vinegar mimics rotting fruit. The banana peel releases natural esters that function as insect pheromones. The bugs enter. They cannot escape. One trap, replaced every 3 weeks, keeps an entire orchard perimeter clear. Space them 20 to 30 feet apart, and a single yard stay clean all summer. Commercial pest control companies charge hundreds of dollars for the same 3-pronged attractant approach: sweetness, fermentation, and pheromone mimicry. The Amish version uses 3 kitchen scraps and a bottle from the recycling bin. An 80-year-old grandmother in Millersburg, Ohio, taught this to a visiting writer named Kevin Williams. She did not know it was worth patenting. She just knew it worked. Number 1. The integrated farmhouse, where every material is a defense layer. The Amish did not have a pest control strategy. They had a building philosophy. The stone foundation denied entry. The gravel perimeter denied approach. The raised sill denied cover. The cedar framing denied food. The lime whitewash denied surface. The herb sachets denied air. The borax line denied passage. The linseed oil denied penetration. The ventilated crawl space denied moisture. Every layer was deliberate. All material was chosen. Not one element required electricity, a subscription, or a license. The modern home is built for speed and then defended with chemicals. The Amish home was built as the defense. That distinction is the difference between a house that fights bugs and a house that never had them. The man who understood this, who could read a piece of wood and know which oil it needed, which herb belonged in its wall, which stone should sit beneath its sill. He is probably over 70. And when he is gone, the house he built goes with him. Which of these 25 tricks should we have never abandoned? Drop the number in the comments.